Luke is leisurely riding his moped. Kasim keeps calling him, but Luke ignores the calls. A little later, Kasim catches up to Luke and demands he return the painting stolen from his boss. Luke pretends not to understand what he's talking about, then suddenly slams the brakes and tries to escape. Some of the cars crash. Only one pursuer remains. To shake him off, Luke drives into a house, and just when he thinks he's gotten away, Kasim's car crashes into him. A crowd of people swarms Kasim's car, preventing him from getting out. Thanks to that, Luke escapes again. The gangsters open fire, but none of the bullets hit him. Luke steals a vendor's motorbike and heads to the train station, just managing to jump onto the last train. While sleeping on the train, Luke has a dream in which he's in a temple and takes a golden mask. When he opens his eyes, Esma is already sitting across from him. She tells him she's searching for extremely rare paintings, one of which is currently in Luke's possession. She arrived with her partners and threatens that if he refuses to hand over the valuable canvas along with its tube, there will be consequences. At first, the man offers her a chance to take a look at his team of deadly bodyguards sitting nearby. The girl appreciated the joke, but Luke doesn't want to share, and he's suddenly attacked. After dealing with the attackers, he catches up to Esma, but she turns out to be not so easy to handle. After a few hits, Esma throws a machete at him, but Luke not only dodges it, he also shoves her into the train's bathroom. Waiting for the train to pass by a water tower, Luke jumps onto it, climbs down, and calls his friends to come pick him up. Meanwhile in London, Luke's sister Charlotte is having a heated argument with her ex-husband Gerald. His goal is to gain full custody of their son. Since Gerald cheated on her, Charlotte is furious. When she returns to work, Luke is already there waiting for her. At first, he acts like he just dropped by to visit, but since they hardly ever see each other, she doesn't believe him. Luke invites his sister to join his team for an unforgettable journey. Charlotte refuses. She has a new life now, and besides, she needs to take care of her child. So Luke steals the painting and runs off to his car. He says he'll give it back if Charlotte joins him. Murphy and Date will also be part of the team. Murphy examines the stolen painting and concludes it's not the one they need. Luke knocks his sister out and moves her to a bench. Charlotte returns to work, where the police are already waiting. Jamal suspects that Charlotte is working with Luke. While everything is being sorted out, the painting is quietly returned to its place. Later, Charlotte goes to visit her son Thomas. Gerald doesn't allow them to see each other anymore, as he found out the police suspect Charlotte of being involved in a crime. Enraged, Charlotte goes to her brother and notices Owen. He's incredibly wealthy but is dying of cancer. To defeat cancer, he's hired this team in hopes they'll find the source of youth. Charlotte calls it a legend, but Luke is convinced legends aren't invented without reason. The fountain is mentioned in many cultures. It's unlikely to be a coincidence. They believe the knowledge of the fountain's location is passed down through special bloodlines. Luke suspects that Esma may be the keeper of this knowledge. In the 1600s, 6 artists tried to reveal the location of the fountain by hiding 6 clues within their paintings. These are the paintings Luke is after. Each one contains a symbol, though they still don't know what it means. The team asks Charlotte to reveal where the original painting they need is hidden. To persuade her to cooperate, Owen promises to help her in court. Charlotte then points them to a family in the Anderbilts. That evening, Esma finds Luke herself. She gently hints that if they don't stop searching for the paintings, they will all be killed. A new day begins. Luke comes to his sister with news that he's found the original painting and convinces her to join their team. Sometime later, they dive underwater to where a sunken ship lies. Drones cut through the wreck and lift a section containing cargo. Luke and Charlotte explore the ship using old maps. The team sees something approaching, but their radios aren't working. A helicopter flies overhead, and Esma descends from it with her combat unit. In a compartment that once belonged to Vanderbilt, they find the painting they were looking for. Luke also reaches for some treasures, but Charlotte is against it. The ship begins slowly sinking again. They need to get out. But Esma is already waiting for them. Bullets easily pierce the old vessel, hitting the helicopter. Its air support snap, accelerating the ship's descent. Luke slips, giving a mercenary the chance to aim at him, but Charlotte attacks from behind. Then Esma pulls the same trick on Charlotte. Waves rock the ship, and Charlotte breaks free from Esma's hold. The pair tries to escape, but a wave crashes them back down. Worse yet, Luke gets tangled up. Fortunately, Charlotte saves her brother just in time, and the team rescues them. Later, Charlotte returns home. Gerald asks her to look after their son, as he needs to leave for work. She quickly realizes it was Owen who helped her. The team analyzes all the paintings, which together form the word evil. They think it's a clue referring to the wicked Bible that once belonged to King James. That version contains several serious misprints, possibly the next piece in their puzzle. But almost all copies were destroyed. Only one remains. Suddenly, officers enter the room to arrest Luke and Charlotte. Then Kasim's gang bursts in as well, and the police are forced to lay down their weapons. Luke offers a deal. Let them take all the paintings and release his team. Kasim agrees. Once everyone has left, Luke walks up to the safe but suddenly turns on music. A fight breaks out. The police and gang members are too distracted to notice Luke making his escape. All of Kasim's men are taken down. Jamal approaches a computer where a fragment of the Wicked Bible is displayed. While Luke sleeps, he has a new vision. As he takes a few sips from a glowing cup, Charlotte and her son begin to age rapidly. A voice says, "Don't drink." Now in Austria, the team gains access to the Bible. Murphy is outside and spots Esma with her people. A new fight breaks out between her and Luke, but she doesn't notice that her foot gets caught in a rope and she ends up falling into a trap. The team puts a worker to sleep, steals the book, and blows up the floor. They make their way through Vienna's underground tunnels and emerge right in the center of the city. At the same time, Esma's soldiers try to capture Owen, but he easily takes them down. A bit later, the team examines the book and notices that the pattern contains numbers, but it's not enough to decode the message. Charlotte says she can no longer help them because she fears for her son's safety. Outside, Tom says they're looking in the wrong place. Charlotte brings Tom back to the team, and he reveals that the numbers are actually musical notes. The song is called "Water in the Desert." It's dedicated to the 7 wonders of the world. They match the design to a map of the wonders, but one line is missing, the one leading to the pyramids. Luke is convinced the source is there. In a new dream, when Luke touches the mask, a creature emerges from the darkness. As soon as it touches the sand, black sludge begins crawling toward Luke. He wakes up, and Charlotte asks him what he really knows about Owen. Maybe he's searching for the source just to make money. Meanwhile, the leader of the Guardians gives Esma a key that can shut off the source. When the team reaches Egypt, Luke shows them a diagram that reveals a secret passage beneath the pyramid. The man who was supposed to guide them doesn't understand what passages Luke is talking about. Owen orders them to drill through the wall. The man protests. Damaging a wonder of the world is forbidden. Owen's men forcefully remove him. Jamal arrives near the pyramids, and the guards immediately open fire. A battle begins, watched from a distance by Esma. Inside a hidden chamber, there's a large stone slab, but the team doesn't have the strength to move it. Owen tells his men to handle it, and while they're retrieving tools, Charlotte spots weapons. Once the puzzle is solved, an elevator opens. They enter it and descend. Murphy and Date don't like that Owen's people are firing at the police and helping neutralize the mercenaries. But one of the soldiers wounds Date, and just when they're ready to die, Esma appears and takes out the attackers. Jamal teams up with Esma, and they follow the trail of the team, which has already reached the very bottom. Luke rotates a stone, revealing a staircase. At the center of the chamber is a small pool of water. Charlotte reads the symbols. They say that if a person is not ready to receive the blessing, they will receive a curse. Owen no longer hides the fact that he is perfectly healthy. He wants the water to become rich. He orders Luke to drink the water and see what happens. As soon as Luke touches the water, new water rises from underground, lifting him into the air. His hands begin to glow, and just as he's about to drink, he sees Charlotte and her son begin to age rapidly, so he refuses the gift. It was a test, and Luke passed it. Owen shoots at him, but the water deflects the bullet. Esma recalls the words of the Guardian. When a person drinks the water, they receive eternal youth at the cost of their loved ones. But if they love only themselves, their life is doomed. That's exactly what happens to Owen. The team quickly heads back up. Luke slips, but Esma catches him just in time. When they finally reach the surface, Esma praises Luke for his self-control, and as a reward, she kisses him. And that's where the movie comes to an end. We'll be happy if you leave a like. We'll be back again very soon.